Today we are going to go through missing numbers, which is a problem under search section of algorithm on HackerRank. So without wasting time, let us have a look on the problem statement. So in this problem, we are supposed to find out what are the elements that are in the second array and not in the first array. Given that we receive two arrays, we are going to say array A and array B. And then you're supposed to find out what are the elements in the second array not present in the first array. Let us take this one for instance. We have an array consisting of 7, 2, 5, 4, 6, 3, 5, and 3. We can see that 7 is in both arrays, so we don't take 7 in consideration. 2 is in the both array, cool. 5 it is in both array, nice. 4 does not appear in the first array, so this element should be part of the result. 6 does not appear in the first array, so this is also part of the result. 3 appear here, so we don't take 3. 5 appear here, we don't take 5, and 3 also appear here, so we don't take 3. And at the end, we can see that we need to take only 4 and 6. Those are there here. So this is an answer. Now, there are other elements that we need to take in consideration. For instance, if a number occurs multiple times in the list, you must ensure that the frequency of that number in both lists is the same. If that is not the case, then it is also a missing number. What does that mean? That means if here you have 3 appearing maybe twice, and here you have 3 appearing only one, you should consider 3 as a missing number. So if you were not having this, for instance, you should be able to return 3 because it appeared here twice and here just once. So it is a missing number. Returning the missing number sorted ascending. So you should sort your result before returning. Only include a missing number once. So that means if maybe you have the element, let's assume that we have 4 here that doesn't appear here. If you have another 4, you don't need to take that in consideration because you should return only one instance of a given number. The difference between the maximum and the minimum number in the original list is less than or equal to 100. So this is something that you can use if you want to. It can help you to define the data structure you want to use, because knowing this information, it can really help you to find out what data structure you can afford, right? Okay. So now that we are fully aware of what we are supposed to build, what will be our approach of solving this? How are we going to approach it? So for me to solve it, I'm going to use maps. I will use a map to register or to kind of count the number of occurrence of the second array element. So I will create a map and I will say, okay, 7 appear 1, 2 appear 1, 5 appear 1, 4 appear 1, 6 appear 1, 3 appear 1, 5 appear 1, and 3. You will increment this, so you will say 3 appear 2. So that's the first thing I will do. I will create a map to register this, and after that I will loop through the second array and decrement the element of my map. And at the end of it, if I have an element with an index or with a value greater than 1, that means that element is present in the second array and not in the first array. Makes sense? Let us just like put down the code and see how it look like. So what I was saying is that I will create a map to keep the instance of each of the element in my array, and I will increment, like for each of the element I will see in the second array, I will increment the number of occurrence of that element. Now I will loop through the second element and I will decrease to make sure that I remove all of the elements that appear both in the first and the second array. So this make me my map left with the element in B which are not in A. Now I'll just create an iterator because I want to loop through a map. I'll create a result array, because yes, I will append all of the result element. Now I will loop through my map and I will say if you have an index, if you have a value which is greater than 0, then you are part of the result. Why am I making this condition? Because if your value is 0, that means you have been added and you have been subtracted by A. That means you appear exactly the number of occurrences in A and B. If your value is less than 0, that means you appear only in A, so we don't need to take you in consideration. We want element that appear only in B, so that is why we need to take the element with the value greater than 0. Once we have it, we return the result. So let us submit and see what it gives. We have a congratulations, everything is going perfect. So you may ask yourself, we didn't perform any sort here. Why is that the result is always sort? Why? So we are using a map. A map is actually data structure which keep the keys of the element sort. That means whenever I'm adding element in this in my map, it will just sort the element automatically. That is why here, when I'm looping here, I'm looping through those keys which are already sorted. That is why I'm always having this sort. So this was my approach of solving this. I hope you do enjoy it. Feel free to leave me a message in the comment section if you have anything to share related to this. I will be really happy to interact with you. See you on the next video. Ciao.